I'll ask you, do you feel like this move is like being pushed like by him and his camp? Like, I feel like this is more Timothy Weah talking about he wants to move and all of this stuff, and the rumors are that he's interested in moving. He's basically spoken to the club about moving. I feel like it's coming more from him, which leads me to believe I'm just that he's just not happy with what's happening at Juve.
All right, another transfer that we want to get into is Tim Weah. His deal with Marseille is being finalized from Juventus. Apparently, it is a loan with an option, or no, it's mandatory to buy.
An obligation, yeah.
Obligation to buy. So I guess the big question here is, he's coming off of tones. He's coming off the most minutes he's ever played in a professional season. Okay, so last year he played in 2,341 minutes. He had never broken 2,000 minutes before. He had 43 total appearances. He had 9 in the Champions League, 1 in the Club World Cup. He had 30 league appearances, so it felt like he was being used pretty regularly. But the new manager has decided that he's surplus to goods, and now he was supposed to go to Nottingham Forest. That fell through. He didn't want to go, and his agent's like, this is a joke. We want to go to Marseille. I'm paraphrasing all of this to just cut right through it. But I guess the big question is, do we think, when we look at this from a sporting perspective, do you feel like it's a step down from Tim Weah to go from Juventus to Marseille in Ligue 1?
Well, remember, Marseille has spent some money over the last 2 years. Like, they want to compete. Who did they just lose? Luis Enrique, right? He went to the Premier League. And you're looking at this and going, this could be a fit. I mean, De Zerbi, the way that he wants to play. Well, first off, I'm interested to see where De Zerbi thinks he's going to play.
Yeah.
Does he think he's going to play as a wing back because he plays in like a 3-4-3? Does he think he's going to play a little bit higher up the field? When he does play with 4, is he a fullback? Is he a winger in that group? So there are a lot of things that he needs to figure out. Luis Enrique went to Inter. He was one of their big signings.
Right.
So maybe, and he plays on that right side like a right winger. So they got Paixão now that came in on the left wing. So it's a team that has spent some money, and over the last couple of years have said that they want to compete at the top of the table and be in Champions League. He's not going to a bad place. He's going to a league where he's familiar with that league, obviously having played there before. So, it's a team that finished in second place. Like he's going to Champions League, and depending on what Roberto De Zerbi and that group told him, because it seems like, Jimmy, and I don't know how you feel about it, but it seems like he's sort of now pushing for this move. Like you said, after a year where he played significant minutes at a club. So there's a couple things that could happen. The messaging he got from Igor Tudor is not the messaging he wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Right. He didn't like the situation he was in last year, where he was every week. We're just trying to figure out where the hell Timothy Weah was going to fit in and where he was going to play. Remember, he started as a forward the first game of the season. Like, they were sold on him the first game of the season. Thiago Motta was. And then he got injured right before halftime, scoring a goal. And then he had to come off the field. So you go through preseason, you win a job, right? And then you get hurt. And those things happen. Just unfortunate for him. And then you come back and you're fighting the entire year as if he didn't do that work before. Or the messaging in Marseille, Jimmy, was just so incredible where he can't say no right now.
Right. Yeah, it's interesting. Juve made some permanent signings of guys. Nico Gonzalez, who plays out wide on the right. They can play on the left as well, but mainly on the right for Juve. Francisco Conceição has now made his loan move permanent. So I assume Igor Tudor is like, yeah, we like you, but maybe not enough to be somebody we count on. And this is something and everybody's been barking about it. Like, going into a World Cup, it doesn't matter if you're playing for the U.S. or any country. You want to be somebody that a club counts on week in and week out. You want that responsibility, not only because that'll help you be sharp for the World Cup, but also so that your national team coach can be like, hey, I can depend on this guy. And you can see a variety of situations as to where you can fit in and potentially help your national team as well. So it's imperative that our players are playing regularly. And so if he got that type of vote of confidence from Roberto De Zerbi at Marseille, who I really like, right? He did an excellent job at Brighton. He was at Shakhtar Donetsk before that, and always got them punching above their weight, especially in European competition. Then I actually think he's a better manager than Tudor at Juve. So I'm hopeful that yes, maybe the leagues aren't the same, but there's still going to be, something that Tim can gain from this experience, especially if he can be trusted to be the number one guy week in and week out. So I am, I'm excited to see how this all kind of plays out, but I hope he doesn't go there and it's just a role player. And you're just like, shit, I feel like we've got a couple guys in those situations, and I'm hopeful that they can break out of it this season.
Do you feel like, again, I'll ask you, do you feel like this move is like being pushed like by him and his camp? Like, I feel like this is more Timothy Weah talking about he wants to move and all of this stuff, and the rumors are that he's interested in a move, and he's basically spoken to the club about moving. I feel like it's coming more from him, which leads me to believe I'm just that he's just not happy with what's happening at Juve. Right, it's a massive club, but I still go back to it's a club where he had really good success last year and was on a great pathway until the initial injury, albeit with a different manager at the time. But it still looked like he was finally settling into a club. Remember, he won a Coppa Italia the year before, with Weston McKennie. He came on as a sub in that game, I think, in the final against Atalanta. So he's got a nice little history at the club. It just seems like he just wants out at Juve, and this seems a perfect spot for him.
Yeah, not only did Marseille finish second to the unstoppable PSG in Ligue 1 last year, but they're also the second highest scoring team. So they're clearly creating a lot of opportunities, 74 goals in 34 games. And I'm hopeful he can be on the end of some of those goals in this upcoming season. So yes, all that is getting finalized. I'm excited about this for him, especially, and I guess this kind of goes for Damian Downs, our guest earlier in the show, Tones, is I want those guys to be excited about the move as well, right? It can't just be, an agent pushing or making decisions. So if there's some good energy there, and he's getting that energy reciprocated by the manager and by the guys, and yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic this is all going to work out, and everybody's going to score double-digit goals this upcoming European season. So we're flying at the World Cup next summer. Is that too much to ask for? I don't know. Okay, what? Oh, look at you. You got to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. So if you want more average to good content, then you know where to go find it. Go peruse our channel, then hit like, then hit subscribe, and of course, turn on your notifications so that you never miss a show. We'll see you next time.